What's up guys, how you doing? Welcome to this new video, and today it's time to take a look at the Ulefone Note 17 Pro, a device that I think is worth taking a much closer look at because it really seems really interesting to me at least. This device, priced around 300 euros, with this great finish with a curved screen and an in-display fingerprint sensor, as I said, it seemed quite interesting to me, and today we are going to see what I liked about it and what I didn't like about this device. Alright guys, let's get started. As I mentioned at the beginning, I find this device to be quite interesting because I am very used to testing Ulefone devices of a completely different format. They are rugged phones aimed at a certain type of audience. These are phones that people are increasingly demanding. These rugged phones are much more appealing to many potential buyers due to their various virtues and functions despite being quite bulky and heavy. But we must not overlook this type of device that is aimed towards a more regular, normal user, so to speak. Someone who does not prioritize large batteries as often, or for example, durability when the device falls to the ground at some point. This device in this case is much more focused on being a beautiful device. The truth is, when you hold it, it feels like a higher end device. We are talking about a device that is going around 300 euros approximately, but it feels like a 600, 700 euro device without any problem. The finishes and the fact that it has a curved screen make it look extremely good. If we do a quick unboxing of the device, we find that in this case the box is not yellow and black like the Armor devices. Those phones I told you were equipped for durability, those rugged phones. Instead, we have a simple white box, and inside we find a little envelope containing a case to protect our device. Most Chinese devices include a case, which is super handy. We also have a screen protector and the pin to extract the SIM card slot and the micro SD cards. Then we find the device itself, which, as I mentioned, feels really good in my hand as soon as you hold it. It really does not feel like a mid-range device. It feels much more premium. This model is in orange, a quite striking color. You may or may not like it. There are other color options such as white or black. But the texture is very friendly, a kind of smooth touch with an orange color with sparkling dots that I personally like, though it might not be to everyone's taste as the color may be too bright for some people. On the right side we have the volume up and down buttons, and below them the lock/unlock button. The fingerprint sensor is not on this button but is implemented within the screen, allowing us to unlock the phone just by touching the screen. I must add something that I did not like. While the in-display fingerprint sensor works well and works smoothly, we cannot unlock the device with the screen turned off, which I find to be a major flaw. I suppose this could be fixed through software, but we cannot unlock the phone with the screen off. We first have to unlock the device before we can use the fingerprint sensor. We wouldn't be able to do it with the screen turned off. On the left side of the phone we find that there are no buttons, and at the bottom we find a slot for SIM cards or a SIM and a micro SD card, a central USB Type-C port, and the device's speaker. On the top, we notice that we have a small hole over here, which is an infrared sensor, allowing us to control, for example, our TV directly with the phone, turn the air conditioner on or off, as well as other machines that use infrared technology. The device weighs, let's take it to the scale to measure it exactly. We got a device that weighs 198 grams, making it quite light and thin as well, with a thickness of 9 millimeters. And now in regards to its screen, we find that it has a 6.78-inch screen with AMOLED technology with 120 Hz refresh rate, which is noticeable during use as the screen performs very well and responds excellently. Inevitably, as mentioned before, we cannot help but notice the curved screen, as it gives it a very attractive look. The screen is Full HD with a pixel density of 388 pixels per inch, and the screen to body ratio is 91.3%, which is quite high for a phone, and we can also see its bezels, which are very thin. Here we can see that the front camera is embedded within the screen. And before I forget, besides the in-display fingerprint sensor, we also have facial recognition, which works quite well. This could be a possible solution to the issue of not being able to unlock the device with the screen off. It is a possible fix for this issue because without having to use your finger, you can unlock the phone directly with your face. The device runs Android 13 and is powered by the MediaTek Helio G99 processor, one that we know very well. Many devices with this processor have been seen on the channel. I believe it is the predominant processor in the mid-range segment that allows the phone to function perfectly, running any game or application smoothly without being particularly expensive, making it suitable for this particular type of device. All the games that I have tested, as well as the benchmark, Geekbench, and other various benchmarks and stress tests, have shown that the device performs excellently with all the functions and applications it comes with. It has 12 GB of RAM and another 12 GB expandable virtually, with 256 GB of storage. Now let's move on to the camera. In this case, on the back of the phone we find a dual camera setup with a 108 megapixel main camera and a 5 megapixel macro camera. I have to say that the results have not been bad at all. You know, the Chinese devices don't usually excel in photography, they're not their main focus, but in this case, the results are quite interesting. Judge for yourselves and leave your comments below. For a €300 device, the photos are more than adequate, especially in daylight. I am pretty happy with the results I've gotten. In low light conditions, the results are obviously not as good. We obviously aren't getting premium quality photos, but again, for a device in this particular price range, comparing it with phones with similar cameras in this same price range, the cameras are decent and the results are not bad, but again, judge it for yourselves. And as I always do to test the frontal camera, I record 2 videos, one during the day and one at night so you can see and judge how it performs. And so here they are. Alright, testing video, Ulefone Note 17 Pro, daytime conditions. And you can also listen to the microphone, how well it performs, and you can see the frontal camera stabilization. And first then I can see that the lens is not very wide. My arm is fully extended and this is all we can see. Now it's the turn of the Note 17 Pro nighttime conditions, frontal camera, and this is how it looks. The frontal camera you just saw has 32 megapixels and can record video in 1080p at 30 frames per second, while the main camera can record in 2K at 30 frames per second. The device has a 5050 mAh battery and supports 33 watts charging. It is not the fastest charging speed on the market, but well, it is not the slowest one either. It's a normal charging speed, so to speak. The battery performance is more than adequate. I am happy with it. It comfortably lasts a full day, and depending on your usage, you can get through the second day as well. If you use it extensively or not, you're gonna last more or less time without charging it on your second day. I believe the battery on this device performs more than adequately. And now we have come to talk about the price of this device. I have commented on it throughout the review and I'll say it once again. The price is around €300, depending on the marketplace you buy it from, with possible promotions as well as extras on AliExpress, Amazon, etc. And it's more or less around €300. I think it's a very interesting device, one to bear in mind for users who just want a regular phone and not a rugged phone, perhaps a device that is not as thick as that phone. This one is really interesting because I think it is a balanced phone, without any particular features standing out, even with a really attractive design. However, I believe it has an adequate camera, a more than adequate screen, good sound. It definitely is a well-balanced device. As I always say, I want to know your opinions in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this device and whether you consider it an option to purchase and why. Leave it down in the comments and I'll be answering all your opinions. That's it guys, thank you very much for watching the video and until next time, see ya.